head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just gonna line up here for Lazzy. He's gonna find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. Pentakill.
Priestley with the quad feed.
Gets the ace. Available, just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
Hello, Saints Nation. Welcome back to the Saints Gaming CA Twitch channel. Of course, you're home here for the St. Clair Saints Varsity Esports Squad, and we have ourselves tonight some Counter-Strike action. It's going to be Ontario Tech B versus St. Clair College. My name's Dan Banner, also known as Mr. Danners, and alongside me today, we have Joseph Bedard back for his second time around, second week in a row here on the CSGO cast. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Dan?
Definitely doing well myself, and I'm looking forward to getting an opportunity to cast some CSGO. For the longest time, I was just the observer, but now I get to throw myself back into the swing of things here for some Counter-Strike, and you'll be dropping the knowledge here with me while I try to catch up, so to speak, here. Of course, Counter-Strike is one of those games I'm still constantly trying to learn, as it was not one that I necessarily played myself, but I always love watching some Counter-Strike.
Well, don't worry. Whatever you miss, I'll try to catch you up on it.
I'm sure you will. Awesome. So the matchup, of course, today, Ontario Tech B. So, of course, Ontario Tech B, so not the A squad. That being said, though, Ontario Tech, whether it be in Counter-Strike or a bunch of the other esports titles that we've competed in here at St. Clair, we've always run into Ontario Tech, and they've always been solid. So knowing their A team, they're probably super strong, but if they have enough talent to make a B team, that excites me to see what they can pull out here.
I agree with you 100%. I'm like you said, they have an A team. Their A team is solid. It's exciting to see what their B team's gonna pull off. It's possible that their B team might all just be subs, but knowing like you said, knowing they have an A team, that B team could just be as solid, if not maybe even better.
Absolutely. Now it looks like I'm trying to think of the map off the top of the head here. I feel like we're playing on Dust here, but I could be completely wrong. Did not see the loading screen as we hop on in. We're just waiting for one more. It just goes to show how like my CSGO trivia is definitely lacking. But hey, it's a-okay. Looking forward to the match nonetheless. And looking forward to bringing you the action. We're just waiting for one more player on the side of St. Clair, actually. Ontario Tech here, ready to go, is what I like to see. But of course, before we do hop into it, let's take a look at our roster for St. Clair and kind of speculate what we're going to see here, because there's going to be a little bit of difference here. Considering last week, we did see Bobby Sweet get subbed out for Spencer Rodriguez, Stefano, and you were talking to me a little bit prior to the pre-show actually starting here that are they going to switch somebody else in as well, or are they just going to start with their starting five here?
Well, from what I heard, I'm not certain for sure, but the original plan was to keep Spencer as a sub for the time being, and they're going to be putting Bobby Sweat back into it. Now, we did see how well Spencer could do, so if they are going to put him as a sub, it's possible that Bobby could even be better than Spencer, and they might actually be that push to win them this game. So that's what I've heard. I've heard there might be some complications. Spencer might go back into it. It's really all just speculation right now.
Fair enough. Because of course I'm looking at the rosters right now. We do have Moz going to be starting up. Formal, of course. We have Unicorn 69, but I believe that is the alias for Bobby. I do recall correctly, because of course the FACEIT servers don't really let you change your name once you've created an account, and some of these guys have had an account name for a while here, and then Abyss. So it's going to be either between. We're still trying to see if Tyler is going to be in here, Stefano going to be in here. Like, what's going to be? Who's going to be number 5 for the Saints right now?
A good question. I'm honestly excited to see what this roster brings. As I am new to the whole Saints gaming team, but every game that I've watched, I've been very surprised and very excited nonetheless, just watching the game. So no matter who's in here, I'm sure it's going to be a great game, and I'm sure that we're going to learn a lot from both teams.
Absolutely, and it looks like number 5 has hopped into the lobby. It's going to be Tyler. So Tyler going to take that 5th spot. Stefano ready in the waiting though. He had a solid showing last week. Picked up exactly what he needed to do. But it's the nature of these rosters. I was kind of teasing it a little bit during the Rainbow Six broadcast. It's like, oh, wait, R6 or CSGO, it's a 5v5 game. Why are you picking up a team of like 6 or 7 players? Why do you have subs? Oh, then NHL and hockey is just a 6v6. Why do you need subs, right? Like, logic,
I get what
right?
you mean. Yeah, it's a weird logic. 100%. I agree with you. From what I've heard, the reason why Stepano is staying as a sub, however, is he just needs to work a bit more on his communication. So we did see him play very well, but it's possible that behind the scenes he might have not been doing as well. So as long as he works on that, I've been told that it's possible he might even be got out of sub and swap for one of the two.
Definitely exciting because it seems like that skill gap between like the same squad and then like the subs of the same squad is very close. So we'll probably at some point see Stefano hop back on in here, and then worst case scenario, there's tech issues too. Just quickly sub them back in there so that the game can continue on forward. Now they're just completing the knife round right here, right now, so we don't have to wait much longer. Game is underway. Looking forward to seeing how this one goes off. It's looking like, as of right now, Saints are going to be starting on CT side of things.
Ooh, that's exciting. At least in the last game, Saints Gaming did a lot better on the CT side than the T side. So if they're able to pull off a really good first half, it's possible that they could, as we mentioned last week, their momentum, if they bring that up really early on, they're going to be hard to stop.
Get yourself a good start on the defensive side of things. Granted, it's a little bit more expensive from what I understand on the CT side of things, but oftentimes it feels better defending than attacking on a lot of these places, it seems. So see if the Saints can get themselves a good start.
Of course. The defense on CSGO at least it depends on the map, obviously, but usually CT, although more expensive, is possibly a little bit easier. It does seem like we're going to be on Mirage today. That's the map. Like St. Clair, is actually starting on T side with Ontario going on to CT side.
If I make the prediction, of course we're going to be switching it up on us. It's absolutely standard here. Oh, and shoutouts to Ontario Tech for having that profile is all lined up in nice and uniformed. But as we do see, you have looks like Formal jumping in, going to look for a double. Starts off against blue. But now, looks like Ontario Tech right around the corner. Ma's going to find himself another. This is getting really scrappy on this pistol round.
Exactly. They did try to do that B push, and it does seem like there's a 3v2 on T side. However, they did just drop the bomb. Ma's getting an awesome pick there through apps from Catwalk. Only one person left on the CT side. This is going to be really curious. Nice. Ma's getting that second kill and getting the round for St. Clair.
Yeah, so some pretty quick, awesome shots there, especially there from Maz, finding himself a 3K to start off the game, and it's going to boost their economy, of course, very nicely. Everybody gets to bump up into at least a submachine gun in this situation, see if they can push us lead further.
It seems like they're going to be going with Mac 10s, doing an A. I wonder if they're going to be rushing A, if they're going to be going slow. They do kind of have the advantage here with 2 of them A and that 1 person rushing middle. So if they are able to get that A site, that could be an easy take for them, especially with 5 people and the utility they're about to use. Seem like Unicorn. That is Bobby. Seems like Bobby getting that smoke. Everyone else doing an amazing job. Maz checking his corner, seeing one, getting the pick onto site. Site is now clear. Seeming 3 people near connector. Formal getting a kill through the smoke. Well, barely through the smoke, I guess. Getting that bomb down. This seems like this round is racking up for St. Clair on this one. One on stairs. Seems Formal is going to get him. That was nice. Now only 1 person. Wonder what they're gonna do.
Yeah, just everybody went towards A, and then being able to just clean it up. There's only like 2 people there, so cleans it up nice and quick, and then all of a sudden, forcing the opponents to try and move forward. Did not quite get there in time. Felt like they kind of trickled in a little bit, and then they just got absolutely blasted.
Of course, you're right. They weren't able to hold that site entirely correctly, perfectly at least. However, they do have enough money for a buy here. Pretty much using up all of their money. A couple of them not buying helmets to not having enough money for it. Seems like Blue, 6 cents, sorry, is going to be getting 1 kill, 2 kills. Abyss getting 6 cents getting 3 kills. He just did an awesome play, getting them down to only 2 people. Wonder if they're going to be able to get that bomb down. If they're going to have enough people to come to the site in time.
That was a massive little play there from 6th Sense, and they're going to keep this moving as well. Scout Rifle taking them down formal. It's going to be all up to Unicorn, which of course is Bobby Sweet, to try and finish this off. He's up against 11, does find him. Can he find himself the other 2, however? Thinking about the grenade, probably a wise choice. Gets a little bit of damage on each of them. They catch blue, and the other player is kind of just looking off guard. He's going to get taken down as he tries to get rid of the bomb. And Unicorn, a.k.a. Bobby Sweet, able to continue to keep the Saints alive here and push that lead forward.
Of course, they almost got that ninja. They almost got that defuse right there. It was very, very close. I'm sure there's only about a second left, but like you said, Bobby was able to take them out, and that is going to be an easy. That was going to be a good round. Not an easy round, but a good round. 6th Sense was able to try to get a couple of them there, but sadly it didn't pay off in the end. Look, a 3-0 lead. Moz getting that kill down in middle. That seems like that was a decent pick. I don't know why you would push with only pistols at that point, but it's possible he was not expecting anyone there. Looks like they're kind of playing for pit. They're trying to bait everyone out to middle so they can get a free sight on A. Ooh, Rain getting that almost a one tap on Moz.
And there
11
we go.
here getting out formal with the AK, drops the AK to his teammate.
I mean,
seems like they're trying to get sight now.
You may be a little bit lacking on firepower, but if you get a headshot, it doesn't really matter now, does it? It may not necessarily be a one-shot in CS, but you still do a ton of damage regardless. So now, with the bomb down here for the Saints on the A side, we still have 3. Ryan, 11, and 6th Sense trying to make the play, but we do see Bobby coming off hot here. Get himself a double. It's going to be all up to 6th Sense, who just had this fantastic round the last time. Sees the bomb, but he knows that he's going to have to try and get somebody. Bobby's going to go down. Nice little bait there from 6th Sense. Has to deal with one last Saint here. Tyler is the last one alive. Sees him, takes him down, and it's going to be a 4-0 start for the Saints on the attack.
That was a pretty good round. Honestly, 6th Sense is doing his best here. His team is going to start to try to have to pick it up. He does have 6 kills at this time with everyone else only having 1 or 2. It seems like they're going with a weird strat here. They're trying to, well, I understand what they're doing. They just had enough money to buy, so they're going to be buying on this round. KZP with that op, wondering if he's going to go middle, try to get that pick here. Wonder if he's going to get it. It's possible. Seems like he was not able to get a pick here. Ooh, and he got flamed off. That isn't great. Moz getting out burns him. Burzum, sorry, that's my bad. And it's curious to see what site they're going to go to this time. It seems like they're all just trying to go to mid. 6th Sense getting a one hit, 2 hit. That is 2 of them gone. That's going to be pretty interesting, honestly. Saints are going to have to try to re-strategize, thinking what they're going to do. I wonder if they're going to try to keep mid or if they're going to go to another site.
Well, considering they bought so heavily, it was an absolute godsend there that 6th Sense was able to pick up that double, get themselves in the lead here. Especially KZP. He hasn't necessarily had the greatest start to this game, and they're trusting him on op duty already. But now, as I was cussing him out, he's getting the first shot and taking down Bobby in that situation. Nicely done. It's going to make us now the deficit of a 2v4.
They do have the money. Ooh, 2v1. Formal's going to have to take out 3 of them, wondering if he's going to do it. 11's going to try to sneak behind him, getting the kill, getting the first round for Ontario Tech B.
Yeah, nicely done there. 6th Sense getting those 2 initial kills really opened things up for 11, KZP, and the rest of the squad to make a play for themselves. And they absolutely execute on it perfectly there. 11, nice little sneak attack of sorts. Crawling forward and just getting the final elimination. Nicely done.
This is quite the interesting play. They're all going with Deagles here. KZP getting that easy pick on mid. Tyler being able to get him down, though. That's the op down. That is really good to see. They didn't even buy armor except for Tyler, so this is going to be curious. The Deagle is a very hard weapon to use, and well, without practice. 6th Sense getting Abyss down there and Cat. But a Deagle is a very hard weapon to use, so it's going to be curious to see if all of them are able to use it effectively, or if only a couple of them are. This is a very strange play. I've never seen something like this before.
Definitely confident in their gun skill in that situation. Bye-bye, Maz. Nicely done, 11. Nice little sneak attack. Burzum actually find himself on the kill board for the first time in a while, too. Taking down Bobby, and there he goes again. Burzum getting himself a double. Tyler going down. Ontario Tech B fighting back.
This is quite the interesting round. Saints did have that momentum in the start, but it doesn't seem like they're able to keep the ball rolling, I guess. Formal is going to be taking that op. Probably going to be going into... Oh no, he's going to be going to A main. Maybe he's trying to pick off someone in A site. That does seem like the proper thing to do. Oh, they're going to be lining up some smokes. They're definitely going to be trying to do an A take here with one person distracting mid, it seems like, just trying to cover that cross.
And considering the way the Ontario Tech was set up for at least the moments there, it looked like it was only up to 11 to try and defend. And right now, they're kind of rotating over. Now, Sixth Sense is going to stay on B just in case Saints try to do any sort of switcheroo. But all eyes focused on that A site as of right now. We do see, I believe that was Formal up in hand. He's going to get taken down, however. KZP getting himself the nice shot through the wall to take care of that one. Abyss moving forward, 11 on site, but he's going to get taken down by Abyss. Do have another one as Maz does find Burzum in the gunfire. That being said, though, watch out for Sixth Sense. He's coming around from behind. He's going to get the jump onto Maz, takes him down. Have ourselves a 2v2, or 2v3 actually. Abyss hanging on by a thread. Bomb is planted at this A site. What is Ontario Tech going to do? They're trying to split this up, and this is looking good for him, actually. 2-on-2 to finish this.
This is quite the interesting round, honestly. Sixth Sense going to be tossing that nade. Oh, almost going to be getting him. Not quite. They do have St. Clair have bomb down. All they have to do is try to defend. There it is. Tyler and Bobby taking them both out at the same time, getting the round for St. Clair.
There we go. That was nicely set up there, to say the least. They both come around at the exact same time. One focused on trying to cover the opposite direction, and then the other one was on the bomb itself. Takes them down nice and clean, and Saints get the lead once again, 5-2 so far in this series. Still lots of CS here to play. Best of one action, though, so the pressure is still on.
11 getting flashed. They're definitely going to be trying to do an A take again. 11 is able to take out Tyler, however. Is he going to be able to take out Bobby as well? It's going to be the curious. Ooh, Burzum out to take out Maz there. Formal going to be trying to grab that up, possibly no, he's not going to rotate. 11 has gotten a couple kills, just taken out finally. It seems as though Abyss, sorry, my bad, is going to be taking out Burzum. That was nice, and just not enough to take out Rain. Formal getting out KZP finally. KZP is a better it does seem to be at least a better opper than Formal, so Formal being able to take him out is definitely a plus.
And then I think it was a round or two ago, he did get the jump on him last time, but now we have ourselves a 2-on-2 to finish this one off. But unfortunately, you basically pepper any of these Saints players, and they're just going to drop. You can shoot them on the toe, and they'll basically go down in this situation.
Pretty much.
But Ryan and Sixth Sense, especially that Sixth Sense is still alive, that makes me a little bit nervous for the side of St. Clair.
Exactly. It does not seem like that they noticed the rotate. Someone is in market, however. I'm pretty sure that's Rain. So they will know that the bomb is planted B. They're going to have to try to do a decent rotate. Bobby, not realizing Rain has walked out.
Oh, there goes Formal.
There it is.
Shot back.
1v1 with Bobby only having about 5 HP. However, he does have advantage with the bomb down. Ooh, they just walked by each other, ring around the rosy. They didn't even notice.
Oh my gosh, like ships in the night passing each other. It's going to be absolutely best case scenario here for the Saints and for Bobby, as he's going to be able to sneak up from behind and finish off a full HP Sixth Sense. Beautifully done.
That was quite the interesting round, to say the least. They were able to almost take A, but once the reinforcements arrived, they did have to go B. It seems like Ontario Tech is going to be saving this round and possibly rushing them A main. They're not going to be expecting this. It's possible they're not going to be even ready for it.
Yeah, Formal just got absolutely destroyed by grenades. KZP finding himself the first kill actually onto Bobby after making that pistol work for him apparently. But that last round where they're just passing each other like that, that's the kind of round you go back to the VOD review later and you just kick yourself over when
like,
something like that happens. Oh, hello there. Good night. Maz finding Ryan trying to take a different angle, but the refrag coming out here from 11. So granted, considering that's Ontario Tech B, did not exactly buy anything, and they find themselves another kill. They're actually making this pistol round work very well for them and picking up AKs as well, so they actually got some firepower to try and stop this bomb.
It does seem like that they've practiced this type of retake before, so they are doing an amazing job here. Tyler being able to take out KZP from the defuse, and Formal taking out Sixth Sense, which is definitely going to be a plus for them. Not realizing that the last player, 11, is going to be an Apps. Curious to see if he's going to only go for exit frags or save that AK.
Oh, he was trying.
Oh, he wasn't an Apps, he was on bench, my bad. 11 is definitely going to be going for that save. If he would have, and he did not make it, sadly. So Tech B is not only going to be out of weapons, but they're going to be out of a round win as well.
Yeah, so and that was extremely close there, trying to find one last kill. I think it was Tyler who just got out a dodge just in the right moment and did not go down from the sneak attack. So now Saints continuing to push forward here, making this attack look good. And hello, Maz, making that look strong as 11 gets taken down. But a nice little refrag. Burzum going in to get the kill onto Maz. So 1 for 1 in this situation. Altov's trying to block things off. Okay,
Ooh,
nice little check.
That was dirty. Abyss did him dirty.
Oh, that's the kind of play that gets people questioning things on Twitter. But that was just
For
beautiful
sure.
beautiful game sense there.
It's a good that place is always a good thing to pre-fire, whether you're taking the site or trying to. Rain getting out formal on stairs, but whether it's a good thing to just pre-fire all the time, whether you're taking the site or trying to retake it, it's always a good thing because you never know when you're going to get a kill. And just like then, it did pay off. Rain being able to take out Abyss with 6 cents and Tyler, and being able to get the third round, sorry, for Ontario Tech B. Maybe possibly making up some money so their team can buy this round. It's going to be interesting. St. Clair doesn't seem to have that great of an economy right now, so it's good. It's gonna be cool to see what they're gonna buy this round. Wonder if they're gonna just do an SMG rush or if they're gonna play it slow.
You might be on something with the SMGs, because not a full buy of any sorts, but everybody at least getting off of the pistols. But yeah, now Ontario Tech might be in the momentum here, back into the hands of KZP, and then assault rifles across the board for the most part. Saints charging in, trying to make something happen. Tyler going to get the first one. Taking down Ryan. Another shot coming out. That's going to be formal. Getting 6 cents off the board. So that's one player you want to see down. There goes the op as well. KCP gets taken down basically uncontested. Tyler's the only one who took really any damage here. 11 trying to make something happen here with Burzum. They're both in position. Can they actually make this work here, though?
It's going to be curious. Both of them are in market, and it's basically a 5v2, so it's possible that
they're
they might
running.
just save their weapon. Yeah, they might just save their weaponry until the next round. But once they realize that they're going to be saving, they're going to be trying to get those people so they don't get the round for they don't get the money or the weapons for the next round.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
11.
that one didn't go in their favor at all. Grab the sniper and then just run, considering it's probably one of the more expensive things. That being said, though, Burzum going to at least trade 1 for 1, and then they actually do find 11 as well. So the save attempt not working in the favor of Ontario Tech. Nice little headhunting maneuver there from St. Clair.
With that round, they are able to guarantee the half at least. So St. Clair is going to have the advantage after the half. This is going to be interesting. Once again, Ontario Tech, is going to need to save this round because they don't have the money to keep rushing them. To keep rushing and pushing them. So it's curious to see if they're going to be doing a rush strat like last time, because that did work. It seems like St. Clair is sort of cracking under the pressure when they start, when they're getting pressured, they crack under it. They can't handle the rush that well, especially on this map. So playing it slow. Maz being able to get 11, I'm pretty sure that was...
And
Maz
another.
Be able to get out KZP. This is once again a 5v2 situation. Maz getting that 3k. Wondering if he's going to be able to get the 4 of the 1 coming through A main. Getting that bomb plant money. This is pretty much going to be a round for St. Clair, unless 6 cents can pull something.
Yeah, extremely convincing round. 6 cents going to try and at least get 1 for his troubles. Now he's got himself an AK. Just going to probably run away with that at this point. Like, okay, I got a good gun. I want to keep this thing. Let's run while I can save up as much as possible. Although, again, we do see that's going to be, I think, 6, and because that's Maz and Tyler. They're actually going in the right direction, too. They might be able to find him. This bomb's going to go off. Saints are going to get this round. It's just a matter of how much damage is actually going to be done to the eco.
Seems like Tyler is going to guess where he is, wondering if he's going to be able to get that last pick. 6 cents being able to take him out. Wonder if he's going to be able to take out the second person coming up from behind him. It looks like at this point he's just trying to run, and he does save the weapon. That's a good idea.
Let that round right there for aspiring production crew. Or observers and whatnot. Don't rely on the auto director.
Yeah. It's just looking at a guy looking at a wall, like you got to change it at some point.
Catching me slipping, but that's A-okay. We're all learning here at the same time.
Of course, 100%. Ontario Tech is going to be able to buy this round. KCP being mollied out of that situation, which is going to give St. Clair the catwalk easily. It does seem like there's one person there. Curious to see if they're going to notice him. Burzum able to take out Maz, only having 6 HP left. However, I'm wondering if St. Clair's going to use a utility because they have been doing so far. So they do have a lot of utility. 6 cent taking out Abyss, but Formal getting him out just in time. Well, not just in time, just afterwards. All 3 CT players in one spot. Formal's going to be able to... Oh, KZP no-scopes Formal with Burzum mollying out.
Very nice.
Yeah, exactly. That was very nice.
Like,
That was a good round by them, being able to get that next round down pat under the belt.
yeah, Bobby went to go plant the bomb, I think, in that situation, but the Molotov was right on top of him. He got completely torched, and then it left the bomb right on the site, unplanted, and it's really forced the hand of the Saints to try and make something. And Ontario Tech already there, ready to go. Ma's going to start things off strong, though, getting the kill onto KZP.
That was a nice op. They just got there. They just got there in time. It is possible, if you do know it, you can do a one-way smoke in that section, which would have probably saved him if he knew how to do it. Maz, knowing there's another person there, this is gonna be funny. Oh, he sees him. There it is.
Got him.
There it is. Maz taking out 11. That was interesting. Now it seems like the CTs are all spread out. They're kind of like surrounding them, but with one person on each side, it's not gonna be pretty. A site is open, however, so if they do try to take it right now, it will work for them. Rain being able to take out Maz, that is a very nice shot. Sorry. Ooh, 6 Cents going to be being able to take out by the St. Clair team. They're going to be planting the bomb now. That is going to guarantee them the money. And I'm curious to see. Ooh, Formal getting out Rain. Wondering if the last person, Burzum, is going to save this round or just try to go for some exit frags. I don't think he could win this.
Yeah, a rough spot for Burzum, to say the least. He's going to damn well try his best here, but he's got himself quite the mountain to climb. He's up against Formal's op. He just doesn't want to move in this situation. Might be able to find one. Nope, I'm just going to seal the deal. So, yeah. Saints up 10, or 10-4.
10-4. This does look like this game is going very well for St. Clair. This is going to be the final round, and Ontario Tech having enough money to buy. Rain... Ooh. Oh, there we go. Okay. It took them a little while to transfer the weapons around, but everyone did end up getting a weapon. So it does look like that they're just gonna keep trying to go A. Formal able to take out Burzum pretty easily. It doesn't seem like Ontario Tech is able to doesn't have a very great A hold, so St. Clair is capitalizing off of that.
Although at Molly, though, that's going to slow down Saints going towards this A site for at least the moment, because it was Tyler and Formal was there, ready to try and make a move, but it puts him on pause. But then there's Maz, taking down 6 Cents. Good start there for him. The KZP making that op work, but he's going to have to watch out for the other direction, because Maz, again, finding himself a multi-kill in this game. But a huge play here for 11. Taking down 1, takes down 2. Can he make a third happen here? Maz and Abyss going to try and hunt him down. And, okay, finally going to take him out. It's all up to Ryan, who, of course, had 2 HP left, so that's not going to be long for this world. Taken down by Abyss and going to put Saints up to 11 now.
That was quite the interesting half. Usually Saints do decently on T side, but usually do a lot better on CT side from at least what I've seen. So with them switching sides right now, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how well they do. For Ontario Tech B, they only have 4 rounds, sadly, but I have seen bigger comebacks than this. I've seen a comeback of, I think it was 14-0, and the other team ended up winning. So it isn't impossible right now. It's not impossible.
Absolutely, but it's all on the start of this pistol round to see what they're going to end up, or who's going to have the momentum going into this next half.
It looks like they do have the utility, so they're probably going to be trying to do an A push. But once that utility is thrown, the Saints are going to know that, oh, they're going A, we need everyone to rotate. If you looked on the map right when the first one was thrown. Ooh, 6 Cents being able to get a nice kill from kill on Maz. Abyss, however, is going to be trapped. Ooh, that was a nice headshot, honestly. He was able to take out Burzum. Formal taking out KZP. With the bomb planted, however, this does put a little bit of pressure on St. Clair. Formal taking out 11. And it does look like that this round is going very well for St. Clair. Ooh, 6 Cents. Maybe I might have spoke too soon. 6 Cents able to take out Tyler, and it's a 2v2 at this moment. It's curious to see if they're going to be able to bomb plant. I mean, defuse that bomb, because with no defuse kit, they might not even have the time. Yeah, he's going to have to hold that bomb and...
It's all up to 6 Cents. Can he actually get onto Formal? He's going to try. He does take him down. He may have just bought his team enough time. It's going to be all up to Unicorn if he does have enough time. I don't think he does. Nice little attack there from Ontario Tech B, and a perfect play there from 6 Cents to delay this long enough to make sure that bomb goes off.
That was a pretty good round, honestly. Ontario Tech pretty much did not everything, but mostly everything perfectly. They were able to wait to the last second to make sure the bomb was not defused. That was a pretty good round, honestly. And now they're going to be doing a MAC-10 buy. Wondering if they're going to go B or not. Seems like one player. There we go. Just got their last stuff. They are going to be doing an apps rush. This is going to be quite curious, honestly. It does seem.
One thing about these apartments up here, it's just basically a funnel. But at least for the side of St. Clair, there's not really anybody who can just like spray and pray down there, considering they lost that round. And okay, there we go, Unicorn. Bobby going to be able to spot the crew coming, get in position, but it's going to be 6 cents getting the first elimination onto Abyss. Burzum going to find himself another. Unicorn finding his way back, but he's not going to be able to get it. It's taken down, still up to Maz and Formal to try and make this play. Formal going to start this off strong. Does spot the other one after taking down Ryan. Can he find a way around? You're not going to be able to knife a 1v2, unfortunately, there. And the Saints get absolutely mowed over in that round. Nicely done there from Ontario Tech.
It does seem like Ontario Tech does have that momentum right now, but St. Clair is able to actually full buy this round, so it's possible that they're going to be able to actually win this next coming round. With Formal going for that knife, I mean, it was a very risky play, but I understand why he did it. The CZ reload time is just so damn long that it's way too much. It's so long. It's going to take way too long to reload. He would have been mowed down anyway, so he might as well pull out the next weapon he possibly has and try to go for the kill.
Yeah, it makes sense. Just unfortunately, they did not expect the other player to be right behind him, just shutting that knife play down completely. But now, this time for Ontario Tech, basically everybody kept their guns except for Ryan. Going to be picking up the AK here. So right now, Ontario Tech looking rather wealthy, to say the least. Abyss is not going to be long for this world. Nice little flank there from 11. But he's going to take a little bit of heat for himself. Formal now, going to try and shoot from afar. Going to make it work so far. Does take down Ryan. So the AK's off the board here. There goes Bobby as well. 6 cents. Going to be taking him down, stealing his gun as well. Tyler is almost going to be going down. Sure enough, that is going to be the case. The slightest of angles onto the helmet. And it's going to make it work. Ontario Tech fighting back.
Honestly, 6 cents does seem to have that 6 cents right there. You notice he had the sense that there was someone in Sniper's Nest there, so he was able to get that kill. That was honestly a perfect play by him. He was able to get the 2 kills. That was easy. That was pretty much easy. It looked like he made it look easy. I'm just not doing well today with my stuttering.
Hey, that's okay. We all have those days for sure. I'm guilty of it myself all the time.
Seems like they're going to be doing a very slow B with Bomb coming in behind on apps. Wondering if they're going to kind of do a loop D. They're going to be doing a loop strat. Bomb's going to be going down towards underpass. I wonder if they're either going to be going through connector or boost up to Sniper's Nest. This is going to be interesting. They must know that St. Clair had to save this round because they couldn't have bought anything else. They didn't have the money for it. They had a minimal amount of money, but most they could buy is SMGs. KZP with that op, that is going to be a very difficult roadblock for St. Clair. Ooh, St. Clair coming up from behind. Bobby seeing both of them. Notifying their team of where Bomb is. 11 taking out Maz. Ooh, he shot his teammate on accident. Sounds great. Oh, ooh, Formal taking out Bomb, the bomb carrier. That could put a little damper on their situation here. Burzum noticing Abyss, Tyler taking out Rain, and Burzum is able to take out Abyss at the end there.
We'll get the AK and run.
Well, it's a 3v1 right now. Basically, all he has to do is just run. He doesn't have the health for it, nor the firepower.
And probably,
especially not with armor.
Yeah, Ontario Tech's gonna maybe try and hunt him down a little bit, considering like a shot to the toe and he goes down with 12 health remaining. The only one really on the prowl though is actually KZP, which is a little bit risky, I feel like, considering he's the one with the op in this situation.
That is quite interesting. Usually you wouldn't see an op trying to rush this unless you're like in a long situation. So especially we've known KZP to be very good with the op, but he's been okay with the rest of the guns. So curious to see why he wouldn't just stay at the plant to make sure no one defused.
I mean, they're not going to end up finding him for this time by. Tyler going to hang on to that AK.
That is going to be very good. This has been pretty good for St. Clair, but Ontario, like I said, I've seen bigger comebacks before, so it does seem like they're going to be. They might even be able to bring this back. They do. They have the money. They have the momentum. They have the moral. The morale. Sorry, I'm sure that this has boosted their team's morale. So honestly, they might just be riding off of that.
As soon as it switched over to the attacking side of things, Ontario Tech has looked like a different team.
We did notice when they did that pistol rush that they were very good with rushing, as well as like very good with just being on the offensive, even if you're on a defensive team. So if they would have maybe done that on CT a little bit more, then it's possible that they could have even gotten more rounds on that half, not making it so one-sided. Bobby going to be able to maybe get a nade here, getting some damage. No damage, sadly, but he is going to notify his team about them being on B. Formal getting a nice op off of Burzum. That's gonna hinder them a little bit. Bobby taking out 1. Bobby taking out 2. Oh, not enough to get the 3rd, however, but that is definitely going to put a damper on their spirits. Going to slow them down a bit, allowing the rest of the team to rotate around. They're pretty much surrounded here. However, 11 is able to take out Moz with Tyler getting him from behind. All that's left is Rain behind Van. Curious to see what his plan is for here. He might even be naded out. There it is. Formal taking out Rain, and that is going to be another round for St. Clair, keeping the advantage.
Yeah, unfortunately there, he had nowhere to go in the slightest. You're going to peek up from the van, you're going to have to deal with 3 Saints, one of them having a sniper, having the op ready to go, so... Nice try, but not going to happen. Saints going to get themselves back on the board and stop some of the bleeding that was happening the last couple of rounds after Ontario Tech switching over to the attack and really starting off strong, to say the least. And now we have pretty much everybody buying with the exception of Rain.
It's curious to see why he didn't buy. If he wouldn't have bought that Deagle and maybe bought an SMG, he could have helped out his team by being an entry fragger. But once again, they might have a plan that I don't know. So it's curious to see what they're going to do, especially Rain with that Deagle.
He's staying with the group at least, so maybe just the extra backline firepower, try to find himself a headshot here and there, but we're going to see battle towards this B site. It's going to be Burzum getting taken down by Abyss, but we've got ourselves a bit of a split battle, actually. Formal crawling up onto KZP, has all the time in the world to line up that one, and it's going to be all up to 6 cents to try and likely run away from this one, considering the bomb not planted, kind of stuck right under the feet of, I believe that's Formal, so it's going to be hard trying to break this one.
It's going to be very hard, but it does seem like he's going to try to go for it. I'm curious to see what happens here. Usually you wouldn't go for this, especially with the economy the way it is. Like, you have money, but the rest of your team doesn't, and there's Formal taking out 6 cents.
I mean, 6 cents, his ability to win some gunfights is absolutely one of his strengths. Sitting there with 22 eliminations here in this game, only topped right now by Formal, who's sitting at 24. But I don't care how good you are, op versus AK, that's still probably going to the op.
In most cases, yes, especially at that distance. So if it might have just been better for him to save, because now he is the only one with enough money to buy that AK. If he would have saved, sure, he wouldn't have had money for the next round. However, if he did have enough money to buy himself an AK, he could have bought himself an AK and gave that AK to another teammate. But like I said, they might have a plan that we don't see. It's possible. Bobby going to be nading out KZP there, taking him down to only 23 HP. That is going to be a big hinder on their performance. There it is. Bobby finally taking out KZP at the end there. 6 cents is able to take out Bobby through the smoke. However, we like I said, we can see why his name is 6 cents. He just has a sense for everything. It seems like Burzum is able to take out that opper up top. That's going to be definitely helpful for them. And now it's a 2v4 with only 1 on each site.
And considering they're all just kind of crawling through the middle too, Saints have no idea which way to try to put all eggs in one basket, as we do now see Ryan making the move. It's going to be up to, I believe this is Abyss here, to try and call it out and get Tyler to rotate. Bomb planted, so Tyler is now on the way. Where is Abyss in the situation? Takes the shot, not going to happen. It's all up to Tyler with this AUG. Can he actually make something happen, or does he want to hang on to it? Looking like he's going to run for it.
It looks like he's going to try to hang on to it. They really don't have the money right now to gamble on 4v1s. So as well as they've seen how good they are on CT side, so maybe keeping that weapon it will definitely help them in the next round. He will always get that loss bonus, especially for the bomb going off. So this is going to help him out.
6 cents looking for him though.
He does think he's up there. He does have that, like I said, that 6 cents. However, he isn't going to be fast enough to be able to take him out unless Tyler comes back. No, he's just going to run for it. That's the smart thing to do. Keep that weapon. Yeah, just keep that weapon. St. Clair does have enough money to buy now. Curious to see what they're gonna buy.
Very true. And okay, sure enough, get Formal his op back, and then everybody else loading up as well, ready to fight for this next one. But at the same time, looks like pretty much a full buy here from Ontario Tech B. So this is going to be an extremely brutal gunfight in regards to firepower. Let's see what the teams end up doing in this spot.
It does seem like the Formal was smoked off there by KZP. However, he does know that he's there.
Oh.
Ooh, being able to take out Moz, almost getting that push. Formal wondering if he's going to try to peek.
Oh.
And KZP taking him out as well. You just can't beat KZP when he has that op. You got to try to smoke him off, do something around him. KZP is amazing with that op, so it's going to be very difficult. 6 Cents able to take out Abyss as well, possibly even Tyler being able to take him out at the end there. Not having bomb planted with a 4v2, that doesn't... Well, 4v2, it shouldn't matter in the case. They will be able to get the plant here. Tyler spraying through the smoke, did get a tag. Getting out KZP, that could definitely help them out. Sadly, that reload is not... It's just going to be in the way to show Tyler that he was there. Bobby able to take out Rain, a 1v2. Seems like he is going to try to go for it.
Oh yeah, definitely think about it. Burzum is right there next to the bomb, but there is also 11 nice and close by. He's going to get taken down. Nice little headshot there for Burzum. Find him right on target, and it's going to be a very close game now. 13-10. We could be in for the long haul here for this Counter-Strike game.
We definitely didn't. I definitely didn't predict this, especially in the first half. We did expect. I mean, I expected St. Clair to be able to take it out at the end because of that first half. It seemed like they had a strong half, but it looks like that their momentum is kind of dying out here. They're starting to roll to a stop, so it's not looking very good. Tyler on the other team, on St. Clair, sorry, only one with a gun. Everyone else does seem to only have pistols. So I wonder how they're going to defense. It did look like they went for the aggressive route, but it just didn't pay off.
Yeah, no one home.
Seeing the utility at A, so they are going to have to try to rotate back here.
Yeah, Saints are just going to start likely lining up and just getting mowed down if they are not careful. They are actually kind of splitting up a little bit, but Abyss is going to be the first casualty as Burzum goes down. Formal, though, pistol in hand, trying to stop that bomb from going down. We do see Tyler coming in, though. He has got that SMG, and he makes it work, finds himself the double, and has somehow, alongside the rest of the Saints, turned this into a fight in their favor.
Moz was able to get two awesome picks there. First one was a headshot. Second one, he was blind and still got the headshot. 11 is kind of surrounded here, able to be taken out by Tyler. That is going to be around for St. Clair. Now, it didn't show it, but Moz was able to get two headshots that definitely helped them out. With only a pistol in hand, he was able to take them all out. I do see now why they only stayed with pistols. St. Clair isn't that bad with pistols. They're pretty good with them. So, being with a pistol in hand, it's a deadly weapon in their hands.
Absolutely incredible there, considering that was basically full buy versus pistols, steal the guns, and just try to make it work with what you can scrap up. And Saints making it look easy, even though that was definitely them in the disadvantage.
This is going to be interesting. They do have a standard line, 2A, 2B, 1 mid. Looks like St. Clair's kind of all over the map, trying to figure out if they can get a pick so they can choose what site to go to. Oh, sorry. Ontario was looking for sites. Sorry, I mixed up the teams. KCP is slowly going in. Sees Formal there, is able to get the kill, but Formal is able to take out Rain. That was a decent trade. With a 4v4, it seems like Bomb is going to be going B site.
How?
6 Cents able to take on Tyler. That was an awesome shot.
It always impresses me whenever someone gets jumped on, and yet they're the ones who win the fight. And as we saw there with 6 Cents and KSB getting Maz as well. This one looking very strong right now for Ontario Tech. They can keep this going. Burzum going to go down, but just a second too late to actually stop that bomb from planting. So now it's going to be all up to Abyss to make the save here. Lots of wounded members on the side of Ontario Tech. This is definitely doable if you can somehow pick them off, but KCP going to shut that down nice and quick. Going to find Ontario Tech's 11th win of this game.
This is they definitely did have a good round. St. Clair had a good round the previous, but that round they just didn't do too well. Are going to call a timeout here. I'm curious to see what their plan is. They definitely don't have the money, except for Tyler and Formal with 10K and 8K respectively. So curious to see if they're going to buy for their teammates or if they're going to go for heavy weapons such as ops or maybe even autos. That's possible.
Well, they'd be ending up going up against the lineup of purely AKs on the other side here on Ontario Tech. So Looking like a small buy of some sorts, just SMGs.
It looks like Tyler wanted to, I mean, it looks like they wanted to even out the economy a little bit. So Tyler used his money and buy Bobby as well as Abyss, some MP9s. So it looks like they're going to be going for the A aggressive strat. If you look, it looks like just a blue blob is moving along. They're definitely not going to be expecting this.
Definitely be cute.
So,
We've seen before, even if Saints don't have the firepower, they're still able to win some of these gunfights. And we'll have to see as we start crawling through. It looks like Abyss might be able to find that is Burzum on the other side. To sneak around there. Tyler's still hanging around at this A site. We do also have Maz right in behind enemy lines here. He's going to find him. He's going to be able to take him down with the pistol. Can he find himself a second one? He sees the two players, but he's going to get taken down in the end. Getting outnumbered and outgunned in that situation. But now it's going to be Burzum finding Bobby in that shot. Nicely done, Burzum. But Abyss, though, finding himself a double. Back and forth battle here. Very scrappy. We now have ourselves a 2-on-2 to finish this one off. And now all down to 1, all down to 6 cents to make the play. Bomb is not planted. So Saints can time this one out if they really feel like it. Formal actually going headhunting. Abyss is still on site. If they know where he is, which it looks like they do, he's going to get absolutely pinched here in the second.
6 cents we've seen. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say 6 cents we've seen has gotten out of worse situations. He has the kills to prove it, 26 to 17. So being the highest in the game right now. St. Clair does have, like, this could be match point. This could be game for the St. Clair team. Ontario Tech was able to get a lot of rounds in this second half, but are they able to bring it to a tie? They need 4 more rounds to do that. It's gonna be close because they don't have a lot of money here, so they have to win this round or else it's going to St. Clair.
All putting their eggs in the B basket right now. It looks like it's gonna be Rain leading the charge with the rest of his squad. Tyler's gonna be in for a rude awakening if he's not careful. It's gonna be the 1-for-1 trade here, as that was gonna be Bobby on the other side, gonna be taken down. Actually, Formal, nice shot there onto 6 cents. And it's looking tough here for the squad of Ontario Tech. Granted, they do get the bomb down, but now it's all up to 11 to keep their match hopes alive here. Formal finds him, but he's not going to get the kill. The Molotov actually making this extremely difficult. You're trapped and stuck. Maz has all the time in the world to pinch him out, and that is going to be the game as long as they can get this defuse off, which is going to be the case. They have all the time in the world. Maz going to get that, and St. Clair going to take this in 16-10 fashion, or 16-11 fashion.
They definitely had their, like, Ontario Tech B had the chance. They had an amazing second half. They almost were able to bring it back, but sadly, St. Clair just had that little bit extra on their side to be able to bring them near at that end. It's gotten darker here. Hold on a minute.
Hey, that's okay. Yeah, it gets a little bit darker, a little bit quicker nowadays. It does.
I was definitely not expecting it. I hope that this helps.
Hey, thank you.
That helped.
There we go. Now we can see you. But yeah, a solid game nonetheless, though. Considering the way the game was starting, I would not have expected such a very strong fight there from Ontario Tech B. As soon as it got put onto the attacking side of things, there was a good portion where they were just constantly banging out rounds, like win after win constantly. But eventually, it took St. Clair a little bit of time, but they were able to shut it down near the end, able to turn things back around in their favor, and going to be taking this one home. 16-11.
100%. Ontario Tech B, they put up a great fight, especially in that second half. They seem like they have their aggressive side down. They just need to get that defense side a little bit better before they can possibly start winning some more games. But they did an awesome job. St. Clair did an awesome job as well. As you saw, Formal was great, especially with that op. Bobby was able to do a lot of stuff with that SMG. Honestly, the entire St. Clair team did a great job.
Mm-hmm. Definitely did a great job. I don't know how many times we were calling out Maz for multi-kills as well during the game. Everyone was finding their stride. Even some of the new players finding their stride, even if they weren't necessarily leading in terms of eliminations. They were in the positions necessary to at least get the critical ones. So, very nicely done there. But that being said, of course, big props to Ontario Tech. And then 6 cents as well. He was absolutely killing it in regards to eliminations in that game. Just felt like even if he was the one getting jumped on, he was still spinning around and getting the kill onto somebody. It was absolutely insane to watch. But unfortunately, not able to clutch it up for the entire squad. Granted, they were still doing like fine across the board. But one of those games where, sure, he may have the high score, but at the end of the game, or at the end of the day, this is still a team game. So,
Like you said, it's a team game. You can't just rely on one carry, which it seemed like they were doing their best, but they just weren't into the groove. They just couldn't get into the groove today, especially with St. Clair pounding on them in that first half.
mhm.
They just weren't able to do it.
Yeah.
Which
Sorry, if that starting, like when they were on the defensive side of things, if they were able to get maybe a little bit more going a little bit quicker, I feel like had that game gone a little bit longer, they probably could have actually tied it up while they were on attack. But they just lost too much too quickly on the defensive side of things, and it just put them out of commission.
It was very disappointing to see. Ontario Tech was very good on that aggressive side. I think if they just did a couple more aggressive pushes on that defensive side, catching St. Clair off guard more and more times, they definitely could have pulled that. They could have pulled that into a tie, and then we could have gone to overtime.
Definitely agree with you on that one. But with that, we're going to quickly actually take a look at some matches that we're going to be having in this upcoming week, because there is still so much action here on the Saints Gaming CA channel, because there is, or the winter season, for the most part, is just getting underway. Join us tomorrow at 8 o'clock when we return for some League of Legends action in the Upsurge minor leagues, taking on the amateur scene and seeing what we can do. Up one so far after week one. We'll see if we can keep that going. Then the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War season in the CCL. The season opening double header, 8 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. on the 2nd. Looking forward to seeing those matches as well. Then we have ourselves a bit of a double in regards to League. Wednesday, Collegiate action up against the Waterloo Warriors. And Saturday, we have ourselves a double header, once again, similar to what we had yesterday, where we start things off with some college League of Legends action. Saturday, or later on in the evening as well, is going to be our 6th Collegiate Championships. And then more than likely, still to be confirmed, but with all the FACEIT Collegiate CSGO matches being on Sundays, you'll probably see us here again next Sunday with some more FACEIT CSGO. And then if you're here for specifically CSGO, you'll probably see them a lot more often around the channel as well, considering their NACE season, I think, starts this week as well. So lots of action. It's going to almost to the point where I need like 3 different producers, or not producers. I need 3 different stream technicians to catch all of the action. Which, by the way, while we're thinking about it, let's transition us over to our advertisement for recruiting. Because even though it's still early, it may be winter, and you may not be thinking about September yet. But by all means, apply already. stclairsaints.ca/join. All of the games you see on screen as well are being looked at for the next season as well. They may not be on the page as well, but if you're looking to get into production, hop onto the Discord and message me, because regardless of your experience level, we're always looking to level you up, whether you be a stream technician, a observer, or a commentator, similar to how you've done it, Joseph. So thank you once again for coming in and broadcasting and casting the match here with me today. For being new, you're doing a fantastic job, so thank you again.
Hey, no worries, man. I love being here. I love commentating CS, especially CSGO. I've been playing it for 4, 5, 6 years now. So it's amazing to see the players. It's amazing to see the teams go at it. Just honestly, it's a fun game to watch, and I love being here. So it's not a problem.
Awesome. I definitely appreciate it. A couple last thank yous as well. First off, going over to the sponsors, of course, being St. Clair College, the St. Clair College Alumni Association, St. Clair SRC, PC Outlet, Zuckelman School of Business and IT, and of course, Tim Hortons. Thank you all for making the St. Clair Saints varsity esports team a thing, and thank you for your support. And big thank you, of course, to everybody who is tuning in. Counter-Strike always seems to bring the crowd, even if they're a little bit toxic in chat at times. But it is what it is. Whether you're here for St. Clair, of course, or you're here for Ontario Tech, it does not matter. We're happy to have you, and thank you for tuning into the broadcast, supporting your friends, family, and classmates. With that, any final thoughts in regards to this Ontario Tech St. Clair matchup?
Not really. I think all the players played well. I definitely think that Ontario Tech might need to buy 6 cents a backpack. But other than that, I think they did an amazing job. I think everyone did well, and I'm excited to see what happens next week. And honestly, I'm just excited to see how the St. Clair College CSGO team just performs in the future. They've definitely been picking it up. They've been doing a lot better, and it's just I feel like it's going to be some good matchups coming in the future.
Absolutely. They got the ball rolling. Let's see how far they can take it. But we'll have to wait till next week in regards to FACEIT Collegiate CSGO. But of course, still plenty of action here on the channel. So make sure you are followed on Twitch, Twitter, get all the updates in regards to matches and roster updates, and maybe even some highlight videos here and there. But for now, we'll call it a night here. And I'm at an absolute loss there. It was just a good game, and I'm still suffering after the crazy R6 match from last night. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow for some Upsurge League of Legends.
his head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just going to line up here for Lazzy. He's going to find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. Pentakill.
Priestley with the quad feed.
Gets the ace. Available just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Saints Nation, we're here with some Overwatch, the first match of the season. It's myself, Seymour, alongside Mr. Dan Banner, Mr. Danners himself, to bring you all this action between St. Clair College and Becker College. It's going to be a good one, isn't that right, Danners?
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing this new team in action. Of course, this is the first time we're going to see the roster outside of any sort of scrims. And contrary to what we saw a lot during last semester, there is a lot of new faces here, but of course a couple of returning faces as well. And I'm looking forward to see how everybody handles themselves. And of course, we're up against Becker College here first for this NECC placement tournament. We've got 2 matches today, which is going to be rather exciting. So didn't know we were going to have this match or this broadcast today, but I'm not complaining. You looking forward to this?
I mean, it's a surprise, but a good one at that. So you're talking about a couple new faces and a couple of old faces. You know, I had to take a little step away from the Saints broadcast for the last semester because I was, in fact, on the Overwatch team. But taking my place on it is, and a couple others, is going to be Kale, Commanda, and Imp, who are Imp coming back from a previous semester, but Commanda, Kale, they're both brand new to the Saints roster, so I'm excited to see what they can do. But if we go down the list of them, we do have Prince Wada returning as your main tank. Apostle going to be moving from support to the off-tank role. And then we have Kale as well as Bailable on the DPS roles, and Commanda and Imp playing on that support line. So it is going to be interesting to see what they can do. I think if I had to nail it on the head, I'm really looking at this team early to just work on communication, set up some strategies, kind of work on that cohesion with these newer players. But excited once again to see what they can bring into this one. Danners, do we have the Becker College roster by chance?
We do, actually. So we have Spark, we have Sacred End, Uncivil Word, Xavius, Securin, and Yuchi on this side of Becker College. And of course, I don't think we've played Becker in any of the previous seasons, so their roster and their playstyle is going to be completely new to us here on the desk as well. It's just a matter of getting the map picks moving forward here. But one thing I also want to bring up here for the NECC placement tournament, there's 3 matches, but it's not a best of 3. No matter what, we're going to play 3 games. So this could end in like 3-0s or like 2-1s or whatnot. And it's all for seeding, basically, going into the actual season itself. Of course, NECC, this is a new league that the Saints are participating in. I think it's new just in general. So as a way to kind of start things off, if you really care about seeding, you play in this tournament. So this all the staff can actually judge where everybody should probably be and make the best bracket possible. So we have ourselves an exciting season.
You always love to have some new tournaments out here going into the NECC. I mean, we played in the UCEA as well as NACE for last semester, and those two were killer. You know, I always loved the NACE, and the UCEA coming into it was a lot of fun as well. Great matches, great teams to go up against, and looking at the NECC, that early standing is going to be important for the St. Clair roster, because if they can lock down like a middle pack standing, it might give them some time, you know, to kind of battle through it and gain that synergy with those new players. You know, you might not look with a new roster like this to aim for that top tier, kind of high top of the pack placings, because you really want to develop this team in the early stages as best as you can. This tournament is going to give a lot of insight into what this team has. So I'm also looking at Overwatch in the sense that, you know, as we ended the semester last year, we were on the double shield meta coming back into it. You know, we played a lot of Sigma Hog at times. And I mean, we'd force brawl when we could, but I mean, Reinhardt these days, I mean, it's just CC Central. You don't really want to play that main tank. And the Saints, you know, pushing into a roster like this, I know for a fact that Imp might be playing more of that main support duo with Commanda on that flex, and they might be more tailored towards a brawl composition. So I want to see if the Saints are going to, in fact, force that brawl composition, or what they're gonna bring into it, because I know that the team, like the main core of it, Apostle, Bailable, and Prince Wada, last semester we practiced a lot of dive So the leadership coming from those 3 veteran players could be introduced into these newer players into the roster, and they could be kind of thinking up some new strategies with the new faces. So very excited to what they can bring. I mean, the meta these days, it's tailoring more towards survive rather than play as a team, but it's all up to what the players are able to flex to.
Absolutely, and I know personally I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with the support line. So of course, Commando, we probably name probably rings a bell because she would do a lot of Overwatch casting for us actually last semester. But moving to the support role now, and I remember for the longest time she would always basically not one trick, but basically prioritize Ana in the support line. And if this is a survival meta, then we're probably not seeing Ana that often unless you can really keep her safe, considering the lack of safety tools, any sort of mobility really with that hero in itself.
It's actually surprising that you say that because, I mean, a lot of it was towards the end of the semester, we were seeing, or over the offseason, a lot of Zenyatta Mercy together. You know, Brig came back for a bit as well, and she's still able to get played in certain comps. She's very handy for shutting down a dive, for CCing a ball, letting your team take care of that at the same time. But usually at the core of it, we've been seeing Zenyatta, Mercy, maybe an Ashe or McCree. You know, an Echo Tracer duo is disgusting in Overwatch right now, but at the same time, you know, Echo Tracer and Zenyatta, they all just got nerfed in the recent patch. So I don't know how that's going to shake up these compositions, how it's going to shake up the teams to the point where they might be looking to switch up their DPS and that Zenyatta on the support line. But they have to find something to match with the main tanks that we've been seeing, which is usually Sigma, Ball, Zarya. You know, Roadhog comes into it, but we've really been tailoring around to, like I said earlier, those survivable tanks like the Ball and the Hog, the Sigma who can basically do everything, and the Zarya who could just help support those tanks and get them in with the bubbles, the utility that she has. So very interesting to see what the recent patch has to offer for the support line and the DPS. And St. Clair, I'm sure they've already thought of something in there. So I want to see what they bring in.
Yeah, I mean, this team's been playing together. As soon as it got put together, basically we see them online, whether it's casually or in practices and whatnot, basically daily, or some decent chunks of time to say the least. So they must have figured out something by now in regards to what compositions they like that'll actually click. I know sometimes we've even seen from like past Saint squads, like even if it's not necessarily meta, if it's something that they're just super comfortable with, they'll just run it, see if it works. But obviously, Overwatch is pretty meta-defiant, or not defiant, pretty meta-heavy at times. So we'll have to see what happens on there. It looks like they're waiting on me to actually give us the okay. Good to go, peoples. Let's get this underway. Game number 1, it looks like it's going to be Busan to start things off.
Ooh. Busan's going to be interesting because, you know, in the NAXT, the APAC tournament that we've been seeing between the Owl teams, you know, in the preseason, you know, we've been seeing Ball Diva be played quite a bit. I've seen Winston Zarya, you know, the double bubble come into play. And a map like Busan, if you go to downtown right away, that double bubble, that Diva Ball, you know, that could be very, very dominant on a map that has this verticality to it from point to main streets, from the high ground that the Widows usually take, as well as the 2 chokes on either side of the map. So I do want to see that priority, that initiation from the tank line on a double bubble or on that Zarya, or on that Ball Diva setup. And if you're running a Ball, you might as well have a Sombra to counter out the enemy Ball if that's what they have. You see Imp locking in that Lucio, bailable on that Sombra. It does look like they're going for a double bubble setup, but Prince Wada might, I know he's been practicing that Ball, so he might want to be taking that one out instead of the Winston. Curious at what the other 2 are going to lock down for this one, as you do have 5 seconds to hop into it. Commando's going for that Ana kill with the Echo. Very interesting in my idea here. Have to see a lot of aggression with that Lucio on board, Danners.
Definitely looking forward to this. Of course, Echo really only starting to show up nowadays in terms of when I was watching Overwatch. I'm looking forward to seeing what Kale can do with this character. As we do see Apostle find the first elimination of this series, but quickly trading it back and forth. And of course, this is exactly kind of what I was talking about in regards to picking up the Ana in this meta. The Tracer is just going to absolutely dumpster you if you cannot sleeper, which, to be honest, that is extremely difficult regardless of how good you are. Prince Wada going to be the last one, I think, in contact here with this fight. Commando trying to keep everybody topped off from afar. but it's going to look like in this situation going to be Sacred End and the rest of the Becker College squad able to get the first capture on this point.
You know, it was a really good initiation going for Mega Control, but the fact that Commanda on that Ana has to get so aggressive, she was caught out by that Tracer like you said. St. Clair got the first pick, but the rest of them, they weren't able to keep up after Commanda got picked off like that. So the Saints really have to be aware of their backline with that Tracer on the other side. They're back and forth with the ball Zarya on either side, you know, but that McCree, it's going to put up a fight against this new Echo that we have been seeing. The Saints, they're going to be gathering in towards the main entrance. Wada with that disruption on the ball. Zarya no balls in hand for Apostle. They're going to burn the back wall, so it's going to force the Saints to get off the site, back up to their choke once again, and give up quite a bit of space. This is stalling out their fight so long, and in the midst of it, a pick on Imp is going to be disgusting for the side of Becker College. EMP as well onto 2, countered out by the high noon of Uncivil Word. And that is an excellent hold from Becker College, only using 2, maybe 3 ultimates there to do so.
Yeah, not too bad in the slightest. It's unfortunate there for the Saints that they had to blow so much utility, and yet they did not really get anywhere. We do see Baleable looking for more positions, but now, of course, EMP's gone. It's off the table. So a hack at most will really be all that he can do. That being said, though, we do have a couple ultimates on board. Let's hop on over here. It's going to be Apostle getting himself gobbled up alongside the rest of the Saints. Amanda and Imp trying to keep everybody topped off, but it's looking like the Saints are kind of just running their face into a wall over and over again. Becker College doing a fantastic job of keeping them stuck here in that initial choke point.
And I like the Saints setup right here, running the brig with the Ana. You know, it's going to stop Xavius quite a bit, and you have seen Xavius on that Tracer is shut down from this setup, but at the same time, Saints are very staggered out on either side. You do see the Echo is going to grab that brig, so Kale's going to have that copy on the character, but instantly Focus going to get taken down. Focus beam on that Wrecking Ball. It's going to be saved by the immortality of Becker College. They're shutting down the Saints on this attack. You do see the focus fire onto Prince Wada. The last minute staggers are going to try to touch, but that's going to be 0.1 to Becker College on Busan with a very dominant 100-0 roll.
It was definitely a difficult one for them. Saints just time and time again, regardless of what kind of resources they had, it just felt like Becker had an answer every single time, and they just could not break the point in the slightest. So a definite rough start here for this new Overwatch squad, but of course, these control point maps, it's not just a one and done, so you still have an opportunity to keep on trying here and get yourself on the board.
And a lot of the time, those fights for the Saints standards, they were shut down before they even started, and it really came off that aggression, that split setups that they were taking. And, you know, Becker College, their initiation on those attacks were solid. They knew what they wanted, they executed phenomenally, and they really took it to the Saints on that choke line. Now, going into this, I wanted to see the Saints be a little bit more decisive in their setups, a little bit more coordinated in what they want to do, because right now they look a little lost.
Yeah, it was definitely a struggle. Could not really get anything started. A different time, or a different style of map this time anyway, in regards to the pagoda or the gazebo, whatever you want to refer to it as. But it's going to not be a good start, at least, as Spark's going to find Imp to get things started. A little bit of a rough spot here, right in here. So much AoE damage possible. Unfortunately, Wada getting kind of focused down a little bit. It's making things difficult. A little purple there from Commanda to try and get something started, but it's just not going to be the case. The Saints are likely going to get melted over. Wada not going down without a fight, but we do see the capture already on the point for the side of Becker College. The Saints are trying to get reinforced and get themselves into the game, but with the tank and 2 supports, might not be a very convincing breach if they try to do something.
With the amount of AoE healing that Securin is forcing with this Baptiste, it's so hard for Command to keep up. You do see the hack onto the Baptiste in the backline. They're going to stop this immortality for a few seconds. Going to try to initiate with the fight. Imp's going to get stunned out. Focus. The Baptiste going to burn his wall, and that's both supports down first before any of the fight has even started for the Saints, and that is not what you want to see when they're taking this fight. A full wipe for the Saints, sent right back to spawn. Becker College holding on with 4 ults still, coming up on 5.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit rough here for St. Clair now. Of course, yes, you've got the nano boost available, you've got the mines, you're probably going to have the EMP by the time this happens, but there's still so much utility on the side of Becker College, like you were saying, for ultimates. That's extremely difficult to deal with. If Alo could get the pick here onto Xavius, that'd be actually extremely good, but barely gonna put some damage on, but the Tracer, of course, super quick, gonna get out of dodge just fine. We've got the boosted up ball here in this situation. EMP coming out, going to hit multiple members of the side of Becker. And actually, St. Clair have themselves a decent fight, considering that this looked a little bit rough in regards to ult economy. But now, as this fight kind of extends further and further, it's looking rougher and rougher for the Saints. They're fighting back, but the Baptiste Securin doing a very good job keeping his front line alive. It's going to force Kale probably to run for the hills, and now Saints are once again facing the possibility of a 0 to 100.
That's the thing, the Saints are just so divided in these fights that they're not finishing the kills there. I mean, you saw a few of them on that Brigitte when she had her rally up. The initiation from Prince Wada with that nano shut down a lot of players in the early fight, but when it came down to it, Becker College they used their ultimates a little bit more efficiently. They're getting the most out of what they have. Now you see the Wrecking Ball going to drop the mines. You have Apostle with the Deviant Bomb. It's going to be thrown on point. Nobody touches Becker College with a 2-0 here. St. Clair College not even getting a single tick of percentage between both maps on Busan. Looking a little bit divided in the mid games, and it honestly, if I have to say so, from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like they have a plan a lot of the time, Danners.
It does feel kind of solo queue-esque at this moment, which it's not meant to be like insulting per se, but it just feels like there's a lot of focus on individual plays that are just not happening, to say the least. Now, this makes me excited and nervous for two different reasons. This excites me because Becker College are actually coming in off of a loss. They've played a game already. And if they're this good and they lost, this then gets me excited because what is the level of competition here for the NECC? This actually does make me excited a little bit. But hey, solid teams, like strong squads, they're always, even at a worst case scenario, fantastic practice. But of course, that's just game one. Maybe Busan just kind of threw the Saints for the loop. And especially looking at the map pick that we do have for game number 2, it's going to be an old Saints comfort pick here, of course. Kings Row going to be next up. Pretty much every single time we see a Saints game, we're playing on Kings Row.
One thing that I want to see the Saints kind of fix up going from map number 1 to map number 2 is I'd say 70%, maybe 65% of those fights, the supports for St. Clair were the first ones to die. You know, Imp being the first one to go down a lot on that break. And it was showing that Becker College, they noticed that. And they see the over-aggression from this Brigitte. They lock it down. They force fire that shield, and then they just pick off that break away from the rest of the team. So the Saints, they need to do a little bit better at working around the AoE that break has. Make sure that that break doesn't go down early. Communicate to not over-aggress. And what they're doing is basically kind of stemming off what I'm said. They're very split fights in the mid games is causing these players to be picked off one by one by the bulk of Becker College as they're grouping up as 6. Now you say Kings Row coming in. It's going to be a comfort pick for Saints as a map. Prince Wada, you know, fantastic. Reinhardt, you know, I say it. I play with him almost every single week on the Overwatch. On Overwatch, and I see what he has to do. So if they want to pull out this brawl comp on the Reinhardt with Apostle on that Zarya, who he's been playing all this time, you know, Imp can go on that Lucio. You can see a Moira come out even from Commanda if said so, but does look like Becker College is going to be starting on the attack here. Saints on the defense. I see a Hanzo, I see an Ana, I see a Reinhardt on the other side, an Orisa. Sorry, that has to change. That has to change. There's no way that they're pulling in Orisa on the side of Becker College here. Very standard for St. Clair. Going for that Sombra, maybe expecting a ball for them to focus onto. But another thing that I can point out from that Busan, Danners, is a lot of the time when Bailable would get those hacks, there would be no follow-up. So if they're going to run it on a brawl comp, there has to be that follow-up. That's where Imp comes in with that Lucio, speed onto him, shut him down. They're going for the Ryan Mir. Let's see it.
We're seeing how they can hold this, of course, defensive side. You want to try and capture that point, and then you get to push the card after the fact for those who do not watch too much Overwatch. But it's going to be interesting to see how they can breach through this corridor. Right now, the Saints are actually kind of giving it to them, so not too bad to start things off here for Becker. Continuing to try and push forward. Lots of shots going in onto Spark, but actually Xavius, Prince Wada going to find himself the elimination in that situation. That shield just about to go down as well. Sacred End's getting extremely low. And the rest of the Saints are actually kind of pushing them forward right now. the hold is good. They're hanging on, and they're going to be able to put them back to spawn. As long as nobody overextends, all will be good. And Available getting out of dodge just in time. Imp and Command are going to do their damnedest to keep everybody all topped off for this next attack, because they're definitely not waiting too long between strikes.
Full rush unavailable through the hotel. They're going to pull Coalescence first. Getting that support is going to be so crucial for Becker College. 3 fall for the Saints. Beautiful play from Becker College to get that rotation and catch off that DPS, as well as use one ultimate, Danners, just to take that fight. That Coalescence was beautiful from Becker College. St. Clair wasn't even ready.
And I mean, the Coalescence, as an ultimate that it's pretty expendable compared to other ultimates in the game too, right? So it's not like that's a critical ult that they need later on. It doesn't matter. Cyberdoodle is going to be able to basically just heal them up and get as much damage as possible, have that thing probably back up within a minute's time, and he'll be able to do it again, probably alongside some other ultimates here. We have the possibility of the Grav Dragon with between Sacred Ant and Uncivil Word. I think we very well might see that right here. Sure enough, they're going to try and use the Lucio ult on it to try and put them through it, and it's still not going to be the case. Dropping the beat doesn't matter. The Saints got dropped instead.
Well, you drop the beat for Imp, and it's honestly, that's textbook. You know, you have to use it in that sense. And in doing so, Becker College, they're just going to speed their Reinhardt into it, do the extra damage, beat the beat, basically, with that hammer. And honestly, the follow-up from Becker College was perfect. It just wasn't enough for the Saints to keep them alive. Now push all the way up to the second corner of the Streets phase for Kings Row. You see Spark leading the way. High ground controlled by the Zarya as well. I like this setup from Becker College, blocking the shadows. Prince Wada, you see the hack coming in on the front line. That Spark going down with an excellent initiation from St. Clair College. Now the Nano, they're looking to finish this off as fast as they can. Prince Wada, he just cannot get there in time. Both tanks go down, so Becker College is forced into the back of their spawn. You're coming up on an EMP shatter too from the Saints, so they might look to use that early in this round.
All right, a little breath of life here for the St. Clair squad. That's exactly what they needed. Of course, they got the one defense earlier in the game, but now being able to stop at the Streets phase. Because how many times do we see you get the first point and then they just straight up run it all the way down to the second checkpoint? And sometimes it almost feels like it's guaranteed, but not this time. Saints stopping it in its tracks. I like the Nana boost onto Prince Wada. The fact that he stopped that shatter was absolutely critical in keeping their entire squad alive. Otherwise, it would have been dropped pretty well instantly. And now, the Saints get the opportunity to possibly do the same combination back to him. And sure enough, that's a huge grab coming out here from Apostle alongside the Dragon Strike from Kale. Perfectly done there, melting away the Becker College squad. And Saints looking much better, at least this time by now. And Wada still has Shatter.
I don't like the EMP with that Grav Dragon. I mean, those two, the Grav Dragon basically solidified that fight. And you know, the EMP, I know, was the cherry on top, but now you have to get that shatter without the help. Prince Wada, they have to look for that big brain play here. Now, you do see the beat on the opposite side with the High Noon. They're going to probably force them on forward. The speed in hand. They're definitely backing up the Saints, and Prince Wada, so much pressure. He's going to go down to that High Noon. They follow up with it. The rest of St. Clair fall. Becker College, they know what they had to do there, and they did it perfectly.
Yeah, very rough spot. Again, like you were saying, if you had an EMP in that fight, you can definitely have turned that one around, get rid of the shields, and like plow on forward. The unfortunate little bit of overkill actually coming out from Available. A little bit, seeing a little bit red, getting a little trigger happy, unfortunately, with that ultimate. Granted, he could probably charge that rather quickly as well, but still actually. Though he switched over to McCree now, so that's not even going to be a play now.
We got coming up on the Nano as well for Commanda. On the opposite side, Becker College, they have the Grav Dragons. No beat for St. Clair. They're going to go for it as fast as they can. Put St. Clair right back on the respawn. So much time now for Becker College to push this even farther in the third phase of Kings Row. Kale's going to go down last. All the Saints are on respawn. A team kill, you hear it. As the bells chime, 3 minutes left for Becker College. Just push the rest of the way. Prince Wada's going to be back with Imp and Apostle. Locking down that front line. Becker College kiting. I like this play. They know that St. Clair has a little bit to offer, and that's going to be the Reinhardt here. Now Prince Wada gets shattered after the stun from the McCree. A little bit too over-aggressive. Saints lose two. Their front line obliterated. And Becker College, with this Coalescence, are pushing the train even farther. They're going to get this capture. 3 on point to make sure it's solidified. Becker College with a 2 minutes and 30-second cap on Kings Row, absolutely obliterating the Saints for the second map in a row.
Gosh, that was so rough. Commanda dropped the nano boost onto Prince Wada, but they stunned up Prince Wada. They dropped the hammer. They got the shatter onto him as well, and they were able to burst him so quickly so that even though Wada is sitting there, shatter in hand, ready to go, could not use it until the last couple seconds when it doesn't even matter. It's a brutal play there coming out of Becker, really shutting down the defense from St. Clair. And now you're saying 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That's a lot of time to have to try and beat here in regards to that third push or that full cap. Getting a full cap here is oftentimes difficult in itself, but having so much time left on the bank for Becker is quite impressive, to say the least.
I really love the way that Becker took that fight there, Danners. I mean, you knew that Saints were coming off spawn with a little bit of force. And you saw Prince Wada pushing in with Imp as well, with a commander in the backline. Spark doing the right thing, making the right call, backing them up. Prince Wada gets that nano, but he has to push even farther into Becker just to get any value from it. The stun comes out from Xavius. The shatter comes in from Spark. They roll the front line of the Saints, and they just push the cart to the finish line. Becker College looks standout right now on Kings Row, as well as they did on Boost On. Saints are going to pull out this Junkrat. Available was on the Widow, but didn't get anything off the start of it, so they're going to go for the Junkrat McCree strat here. You do see Commanda swap from that Ana back over to the Moira, so I want to see how that changes things. You might be looking at doing what Becker did to you, getting that Coalescence, taking the initiation early. But they're blocked off by this wall, and they're staggered out even longer.
Yeah, a little bit tough to see at times here, but of course they're just kind of stuck here in this wall. Let's try and get ourselves a better view of this. There we go, that's a little better. As we see Prince Wada moving forward, he's going to put himself almost right in the middle of the Becker College squad. And it's actually going to cost Imp and Wada their lives. And the only thing going down is just some utility out of the Baptiste. That's a win going over to Becker without question.
And Zarya looks like she's full charge here, so, you know, you're looking at Sacred End to get that grab as fast as possible here. You're going to go for those right clicks to get the initial. The May is almost perfect from Xavius because you can block off that Reinhardt. You know that St. Clair are going to be going for it. Spark. Oh no. He's going for it. He's going for that sneaky shatter. Apostle burns a bubble. That had to have been called. Stalled out even longer by the wall. They don't know this is coming. He's right in the back line. That's disgusting from Spark. The fire strike as well. The follow through with the team. Now, Apostle, very high charge, but they are just blocking him off. They're going to stagger him as long as they can. Beautiful plays from Becker College. This team is on fire, as I've been saying.
Yeah, the Shatter basically turned the fight on its head before it even begins. And now you also have to deal with the fact that Sacred End almost has basically has the ultimate available, and they very well could pair it up here with Xavius' Blizzard just for ultimate crowd control moving forward into the next fight. And then even if they want to hang on to it, there's still so much options that Becker has. And right now, we're going to have basically Riptire and Coalescence to try and counteract all the utility out of Becker. And I'm not sure how the Saints are going to be able to pull this off. They're going to try and take this to the high ground. Command are going to start things off with that Coalescence going through the shield of Spark. Going to wall things off here, splitting the team with St. Clair, actually. And this is where it's going to start getting messy. We have a Riptire coming on in. Kale, can he find his target? Not going to find it. A good little save there out of the Baptiste player, out of Cyberdoodle. And here comes the grab. Is the Dragon available? It's not quite available, but you can still make some damage happen. A nice Transcendence from Sakurin. Going to keep everybody alive too. Really forcing the Saints' hand here. Apostle trying his best to try and make something happen, but it's not going to end up happening the way he is hoping for. And the Saints are going to get wiped. They nearly get themselves onto the point and get themselves something started. Though with a minute 18 left, it's starting to get rough, and Becker College doing a fantastic job on defense.
Well, St. Clair burned 3 ultimates there. Becker College pulled 4. Becker absolutely backed up fully to take back control here. Now Saints almost get that first tick. You're going to pull the grab. The Immortality's going to block it off. Now split by the Dragons. The Shatter from either side. Both blocked. But still, Becker College with the favor here. Prince Wada trying to push on through with Apostle. Doing a good job of keeping that Zarya up. But what about the rest of the team? Xavius trades for 1. Prince Wada's shield's going to go extremely low and cleaned up from the spam between that Zarya and Hanzo. Now Kale, 8 health. A tire, but no life to back it. 30 seconds left for the Saints. They're forced back on the respawn, and Commanda, just
unfortunate.
Gotta use her fade to get out here. She doesn't make it. She's gonna be staggered even longer. St. Clair, they're not gonna have another fight until maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah, otherwise they have to kind of go in lopsided, which is going to be extremely difficult. We see Prince Wada, Apostle, and the rest of the squad looking to get moving. But again, they have the grab, which even at worst, if they don't get any kills, they can just stall them out here, but it does not matter. Sacred End securing an uncivil word, going to take care of 4. This is going to look like a full hold here on one of the Saints' favorites, King's Row going to go into the favor of Becker. Game 2 going 3-0 unless somebody could touch. I think that might have been Bailable who was able to just hop on in. And we're not quite done just yet. Tyre going to get caught up by the invulnerability field. So it's just going to get ate up like it's nobody's business. Maybe a last chance here for the Saints to dive on in. But it does not look like it's going to go into their favor. Possible emergency Hammond's coming out here to try and make something happen. Not going to work. Man, the last one alive. Imp's going to drop. And this is going to be a convincing King's Row take here for the side of Becker College, who go up 2-0 in the series. If this was a best of 3, it would be done, but of course, this isn't best of 3. It's 3 maps no matter what.
One thing to really note in Overwatch is that a lot of time when you're playing that tank role, you have to give up a considerable amount of space at times just to take space yourself. Now, you saw Spark doing a great job at leading that kind of call, especially when St. Clair was rotating through their spawn to the high ground on their attack. You saw Spark back up to the statue. You knew that you had Xavius on that May to drop that wall as soon as Prince Wada initiated, and then you pull the back wall just to delete that Rhine shield. You pull your AMAL to CC everybody around you. St. Clair was forced so far back just from those 2 ultimates that their Junkrat Tire, which was used twice and blocked by Immortality both times, and their Coalescence, which in my opinion was pulled way too early in that fight, it was basically nullified by just that kiting that you see from the side of Becker College. They're doing a great job at communicating with each other where they need to be, when they need to be in the fights that are taken. St. Clair, they have a plan in that but it's just the follow through from that plan. They go from X to Y, but they don't know where the next position Z is. It's just they get from one position to the other and they just don't know what to do next. Now, St. Clair going into this 3rd map, which they are going to be playing, you need to find that follow through. You need to kind of find some more value from their ultimates, because there's a lot of time that they're pulling 2 or 3 ultimates in a fight and maybe finding a trade 1-for-1 in each of them, which just isn't paying off in the end of it.
One thing I want to actually mention here as we get ready to go into Rialto for game number 3, the amount of players right now on this Becker roster, it kind of threw me off guard. I was like, wait, Sipperdoodle, I don't remember talking about him before, but it's because they have 3 subs actually on the squad. We have Yuchi, who's going to come in for Sipperdoodle this time, and it almost feels like it's like map dependent, because if it was performance dependent, I'd be like kind of questioning it a little bit. Sipperdoodle in that last game, every single time, anytime Saints had some sort of threatening aura in vulnerability field, right on time.
Yeah.
Like, he was doing fine keeping his team alive. But yeah, Yuchi going to come in, and you're about to say something in regards to the map specifically?
Do we know the map for number 3?
Rialto.
Rialto coming in, so we could possibly. Do you know the role that the substitute coming in here?
Sipperdoodle would have been a support.
Sipperdoodle would have been a support, so they're changing up the support line, which means that they want to go from that Baptiste. You might be seeing somebody flex over to maybe a Brig, or flex over to possibly an Ana, which could then show that Becker College might look for a Rhine 1-on-1 or a double bubble dive with a Winston, which would be interesting in the fact that if Becker College has this utility behind them, has the substitutes, they could be dangerous along the lines, in the further seasons. As they more develop as a team, they're just going to get better at swapping people in and becoming more fluid and more flexible on these different maps. So I want to see what they're going to do for Rialto. I expect St. Clair to go for maybe a double bubble on the attack. On defense, possibly lock down that Rhine and try to take the fights very early. But we're going to see what they have.
Okay, so yeah, on the attack, we're going to have Becker going to try their hand on it this time by, of course, strictly pushing the cart, strictly escort this time by for Rialto. And this is looking kind of divey, if I were to say so, on the side of Becker, and that kind of gets me excited.
It is. Usually when you see this double bubble between the Winston Zarya, double bubble B, you have the Winston bubble as well as the Zarya to help that Winston get even farther or possibly even get out and stay alive. Usually you saw an Echo, but having that Hanzo, it's going to be very good because Nape has been very standout. You know, it was Sacred End in the last game, but Nape and Sacred End have been good at comboing those Grav Dragons. You see St. Clair forcing the Ryan Zarya as well, with Kale on that Echo, Bailable on the Hanzo this time, providing the spam. Imp focused, pushed up with the tanks here. Commander has to stick next to Imp because you don't want to be caught off from this dive that you do see Spark trying to set up here with the double bubble. He's going to get that drop control right into the team, force out a lot of utility. The stun's going to force him back into the ends of it. A 1-for-1 trade as Commander goes down. I have to say that Becker College, they're okay with that. You're going to push into this, having that main support down for the Saints. You're going to take them at all angles and suffocate them down to their spawn. Now you do see they're back on the respawn. St. Clair got cleaned up there, and Becker College was textbook for that dive.
Bailable trying his damnedest there, but unfortunately could not happen. And this was kind of the worry that I was talking about when I was saying how the Ana might be a little bit rough in a survival-based meta. And I don't know what kind of For Glory opportunity there that was for Wada, but tried to interfere with the capture of that point, but just left himself out to dry. And that's going to be a very quick point number 1 for Saints. But yeah, Ana just feels like, especially with Winston there, just makes her life so difficult. You can't go anywhere. You have to hope that Imp has the stun ready. Even then, it's only a couple seconds. Can you get yourself in position manually in that time? Oftentimes, not so much, especially when you have Sacred End on the Tracer right there ready to dive in with him.
Well, the whole thing that you do see Becker College wanting to do is you want to see that Winston take the initial dive, drop and get the Zarya bubble to give the Zarya a charge, and then drop the Winston bubble to get the follow through from it to go down. Grabs expended from Becker College, so St. Clair getting the better of Becker right in this duel after the grab goes down. Now Spark being called for the focus fire. Oh, St. Clair swaps the Diva on Apostle as well, so maybe hoping to burn this Winston even more, but even after the 2 picks after that grab, St. Clair weren't able to follow through. They were doing that. Primal Rage really forced them on back, and now it looks like a 3-on-3 for the cart. 2 tanks and a Tracer. Against the rest of the Saints who are here, they're going to burn the rally as well. Becker College, they're okay. They're going to get out. Baptiste Wall is going to keep Reinhardt away from the rest of the team, and Imp very overextended here. Dove on from the rest of them. Becker College are going to take that pick. Now Imp with a very, very bad overextension is going to put Saints really on the back foot here.
It was really rough. Kind of put himself behind a wall, and even if Commando wasn't getting jumped on, you can't really help your teammate if you're behind the wall as an Ana. It's going to be a rough positioning mistake coming out of Imp, and now that's going to be another team wipe. It's going to be checkpoint number 2 here on Rialto. Right now, Becker College just absolutely cruising through the Saints.
And the one thing that the Saints need to do is you need to see Imp stand next to a Commander, understanding that Winston's probably looking for the Ana in the midst of it, and that Winston can get stunned out from your break pretty easily. The sleep as well could get rid of their main tank in a matter of seconds. Now, the Saints, they have 3, almost 4 ultimates in their bank. Might be looking for an early aggression with the Shatter. Winston goes down. The Transcendence Burn gonna keep him alive. Beautiful purple for Prince Wada to pick up too. Is traded out with that Brigida. But this Reinhardt Prince Wada, he is just looking to duel his way in. No immortality, no beat, nothing to save him from the Grab Dragon combo. Becker College answer back with a beautiful combo for live to keep this part pushing.
Considering they lost 2 members, how did they pull that one back so convincingly? Beautifully done there from Becker. Like, Prince Wada getting the nano boost from Commando, that was a good setup. Unfortunately, even after the eliminations, I like that Grav Dragon. It just completely flipped things on its head. Apostle Diva Bomb. Is it going to be effective? It is not going to find anything but the invulnerability matrix. Kale is actually going to become a Reinhardt here with that Echo Ultimate, trying to make something happen point blank here with the rest of the squad. And we see him trying to get the shot at this backline here, but Securin just making things so difficult. Even if he's the one getting shot at, Kale's just not able to burst him as he would hope, and Becker's just going to be able to cruise on through and get themselves a full cap.
Now you do see just the aggression from Spark and Nape were just so hard to deal with in that last fight, and that Baptiste wall, getting rid of the Echo copy as fast as possible. Beautiful for Becker College once again. I mean, the Saints having trouble keeping up with the initiations from Becker, not really understanding the roles in what they need here. So I do need to see something in the mentals change here for St. Clair College, because they've been getting steamrolled for the past 3 maps now. And they need to answer back with something.
It's definitely a psyche messer, to be completely honest. Like, no matter how good you are, just constantly going down map after map, you're trying play after play. And Becker, like, let's just be honest, Becker's a sick team right now. They look amazing. They're playing on top of their game. They're countering essentially what feels like anything that the Saints are throwing at them. And at what point can you, like, you have to kind of keep yourself in the game, even though all seems lost, so to speak, because there's so many players with such a downward spiral in regards to momentum that they'll just kind of stop. And let's hope there for the St. Clair squad that that's not the case.
I mean, for the viewers out there, you have to remember that this is the first match they've had that Saints have here on stream in their tournament. And you know, looking at the Saints, they're not going to be perfect right off the bat, bringing in three new players to the roster. They have a lot to work on here, obviously, from what we've seen. A pharmacy as well.
Classic.
This is going to be interesting. Hog Zarya, you know, going back to a classic that we did see in the later metas. Baptiste is going to be blocked off, going to be pumping so much damage onto this pharmacy, but Commander keeping available up in the sense. They're getting free card time up. It does look like Becker wants to take the initiation at the corner choke. Still pumping out this damage is the Pharah, but Sacred End, they're going to find Imp on that Baptiste in the backline for this Tracer. And that's going to shut down Saints without them even starting an attack.
You can see Prince Water right there just scrambling to try and find this Tracer. Kale's actually going to find him, so that's actually a solid pick coming out from Kale. He is going to end up trading his life here for it, but this could be the opening to at least let some of that support line actually get a bit of a breath of relief here. As Baleable just keeps on pumping DPS, pumping rockets into the squad. Prince Wada making his presence known, going to be shielded away. Nicely done there from Nate, but with a little bit of backup there from the rest of the squad, Wada trying his best to get out of the dodge. He's not going to be able to do so.
You know, Hog being more of a carry pick here for Prince Wada. Hoping to do it all for the Saints, but Sacred End and co for Becker doing a great job at focusing him down when they did. Now, Baleable did get 2 picks in the midst of that, but you still have both tanks up, or at least Nape up, for Becker College. You're going to burn the Hanzo Dragons as well to just back St. Clair up. No follow-through is going to come out. The respawns will be here for Becker, considering it is a Wrecking Ball who was on the respawn. He can get back in no time. Prince Wada going back to the flank to try to find a hook. I do like the position of Yuchi, though. You know, this break, you know, if that hook comes out from Prince Wada, he's going to be stunned out. Saints going for the backline. Sacred Hand on the Ash now from the Tracer. He's going to look for that Dynamite and look at their positioning. They see that Saints are going to the backline. They're moving to the Saints front line now. And they're completely turning this fight on its end. As Uncivil Word does find Kale as well in the midst of it. St. Clair, they're just out-rotated here, and they really don't have the gap closed with a Zarya, with a Hog, and even with Imp going down on this Baptiste, it's going to be even more just lackluster of an attack from the Saints here. A Barrage can be canceled out from the Immortality, so they're probably going to bait that out for Baleable. But Saints, they just keep on staggering this fight, Tanners.
Yeah, this is actually kind of brutal. I'm kind of forgetting who's on attack and who's on defense at this point here, because like Saints just cannot even get anywhere near this cart. Going to try and blow up Zarya in this situation. Is going to get himself a double. Could be the opening that they're looking for. He's finally going to get shot out of the sky, but Kale, Commanda, and Amber are the last ones alive. It's a 3-on-4 that I don't think the Saints are going to be able to take. And sure enough, the solid defense coming out once again from Becker College. We're still kind of stuck here in this corner with a little bit of utility available. Grav's almost going to be up as well from Postle, and then we have 3 other ultimates. So not all is lost, but the timer is going lower, and it's getting kind of nerve-wracking.
I do like the rotations from Becker. Now, I keep saying that over and over again, but it's just Saints have nothing to counter it. They're just struggling even to close the slightest of gaps against this team with the Spark on this ball, disrupting the rest of them. You do have Grav to mix up the fight. Wonder where you're going to see it initiated from Apostle. Setting up on cart. Pile drive on Apostle. You do see Immortality possibly with the rally. Baleable's going to burn Nate before the Immortality is even out. The Grav getting 1. But so is Sacred End on this Ash. The Bob's going to stop the cart in his track. Baleable trying to get to the back line, but that's a Bob. That thing has aim lock. You cannot get past it. St. Clair held on the first point once again. on Rialto. Becker College had St. Clair's number, and they did not hang up.
Definitely, again, a situation where it felt like there was just a counter for absolutely everything. As soon as available was getting to the point where that ultimate was available, we saw Sacred End here switch over to the Ashe, and it was absolutely super effective, as we see right there between the shots and the ultimate from our Ashe getting the Bob out there. It was just basically unbearable. And for a first match, that one is definitely going to be hella difficult for the Saints to swallow, but at the same time, they better figure out how to do that quickly, considering there's another match in an hour.
Oh, I mean, what is it? It's Brock College. I'm pretty sure that they're Brock University that they're going to be fighting off in the second map, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm going to get the
And-
Oh, University of Somis is what I'm.
Oh, I was
seeing
off.
here.
I was off. I got the wrong intel, Danners. I didn't.
I baited
the
you. I'm
right,
sorry.
Actually, it was some of the players that baited me, so it wasn't you. I just got the wrong intel at the start of it. So St. Clair, they're going to be going up against, who was it again?
Somis.
Somis
University of
College.
Somis, which
Uni-
I'm
University
guessing
of
that's
Somis.
I'm guessing that's not necessarily a actual university name, unless I am going to bait myself with that comment. Let's see here. And double check right now. But yeah, a little bit rough there for the Saints to get things underway. Like, it was just getting out countered. Like, everything they had, they threw everything at the wall and nothing stuck. It was
One thing that really stuck in my head from Becker College, though, is that they were so good. Like, the Saints could take a little bit from their book, because St. Clair, a lot of the times off spawn, they were getting a little bit too early in their setups without their backline there for the follow through. And you saw, especially on King's Row on that first point, is that Becker College was burning ultimates just to stagger out St. Clair for like maybe 1 or 2 picks. One pick even put them right back in the spawn. And it is Becker College was doing a good job at using their ultimates first and getting the most out of them when they did. And the most might not even be like 1 kill at a time. And, sometimes the Becker College ultimates were just used to slow down St. Clair's ults, to just neutralize what St. Clair had to offer and just back them up a little bit. So I think Becker College, really strong team, really good on their initiations, really understanding on the communication of what they have to deliver. And St. Clair players, like, looking at them right now, is the first game of the season on stream. A lot to work on. They have to go back to the practice board. They have to draw up some new strats here, because what they have right now isn't working.
Yeah, and of course, with Becker being as strong as they are, that's a really tough hurdle for a first timer, considering they're still trying to figure out all the strategies, like you were saying, and get all the communication underway. But I have a feeling that going into the game tonight at 9:30, we'll see hopefully a fresh and rejuvenated St. Clair squad. But of course, we never know. The University of Somis does not seem to be an actual university, so it's code for something. And if it's code, that has me worried a little bit. But you never know. We'll have to see. Of course, we have ourselves about an hour before the next matchup, so we'll be quickly closing out for now. But we'll send out notifications as soon as the match is about to get underway. Colin, it was an absolute pleasure getting the cast with you again. Maybe I'll see you later on if you're available, but I don't want to force that on you if you don't want to. But
I'll be here. I'll be here for the next match. I gotta see the Saints boys close it out. I gotta say, huge thank you to St. Clair Alumni Association, PC Outlet, Zekelman School of Business, obviously St. Clair College in its ends, Tim Hortons, and the SRC for helping us put the Saints gaming together, helping keeping this run. You all should go give them some love. For right now, we are gonna head to a little bit of a break, so stay tuned for some more Saints action. See you later.